All right, so today I'm going to discuss Eva Airways, a Taiwanese airline. They operate alongside China Airlines as the two biggest carriers out of Taiwan. They operate from Taipei Taoyuan International Airport. It was formerly Taiwan Chiang Kai-shek International Airport in the 90s up to 2006 when they decided to rename it because of the history and everything, and they had originally named it that to in honor of President Chiang Kai-shek, and the entire history that goes back with the Republic of China, and the People's Republic of China. But as far as the airport itself, I remember the 90s. The layout was completely different. The windows were kind of slanted, sort of a triangular shape, letting the sunlight in, and it's kind of similar to what they have now. It's just they've kind of moved things around. I could tell Italian, recently in 2017, and. And it's not bad. It's just, I remember, having a lot better seating. I think, if you guys can just, leave a comment, let me know what you think about that. I am curious to know what you guys think. I just remember it. That you would sit down and there was like air conditioning that would come underneath you, and it just felt so great, from like a hot summer day. So I digress. Eva Airways operates a mixed fleet, which is sort of unusual for a couple of the Asian airlines, because a lot of them exclusively operate Boeing airplanes. For example, Korean Air. A lot more of the airlines are getting a lot more mixed fleets, but they traditionally have relied on Boeing's for a good amount of their history in the 90s, until recently. Korean Air, for example, they've used the Super 380s at least up until the pandemic. But yeah, Eva Airways has a smaller fleet. They operate A330-200s, A330-300s. As far as I read the other day, that they are reducing the A330-200s and increasing by a little bit the orders for the 787s. But it's still less than what their orders were before the pandemic. I believe they had something like 10, and they've shaved that in half for the orders for the 787s. But good news is they are ordering 787s, and hopefully they'll order, the 777X is my hope when that comes out. And they also operate within short range routes, the A321 and surprisingly the ATR 72, which I had no idea. I did not see that when I was in Taipei. But I will be keeping my right out for that when I'm playing spotting, and hopefully I'll be able to post some pictures of that. But as far as a lot of the airlines in Taipei, they compete with Tiger and Air Asia, Uni, Mandarin, and obviously China Airlines. They also seem to have really interesting liveries. They have the HelloKitty series, which is adorable, and especially all the women in your life will love it. Children will love it. But I say go for the go for the lady. If for the ladies, if they say they want want you to go on it, definitely go on it. And you might be surprised, fellas, because you might be like me, and you might realize this is kind of cool, actually, and you get that kind of maybe girly cute side out of yourself you weren't expecting, because I quite enjoyed it. I was skeptical, probably like a lot of guys. I just thought there would be too much pink. But it was enjoyable. And they have certain pairings that you have to be cognizant of. You have to look at between. For example, Chicago is where we got it. I believe they operate to Houston and New York and LA as well. And a couple of other times they operate it to Bangkok and to a couple other Asian destinations. Overall, Eva Airways is a very, very customer-centric airline, I think. Like a lot of Asian carriers. They will go above and beyond, and their meals are really good. That as far as I'm concerned, I would give the airline 4 out of 5 on the meals, up there with Cathay. But below, the U.S. airlines are definitely below them. And at least this was pre-pandemic, obviously. But overall, I would give them a 9.8 out of 10. I think. Just because, sometimes it would be difficult to, their space, in seats tended to be a little bit smaller than other Asian carriers. But that was a tiny thing. Overall, I think, you'll quite enjoy the experience on Eva Airways. And this was hopefully a honest to goodness review of Eva Airways for you, and you can make an informed decision. And happy trails, happy traveling, everyone.